Yeah, right. Because it's Christmas. Oh, really? Okay. Yes, Nina, it was yoga. Let me just double check. There's no one on here trying to get in. No, there was, but they worked it out. This is a good tip. If you leave anyone who's got a problem, if you leave them long enough, they'll work it out. I was given that tip. Well, hopefully they will. I'm talking children really, and then they've got skills for life then. And men. Yeah, no offense. I did say to my daughter, you can't just say no offense after everything and it's not offensive. You know, it actually is like, morning, Rosie. Happy Christmas Eve. So yesterday it was Happy Christmas Eve Eve. It is end of the solstice, a cool Yule. Whatever you celebrate, whether you're a pagan, a Christian, a Muslim. Actually, Jesus was a prophet of in the Islamic faith. And all of them have sort of crossovers. So when you start to understand a bit about the meaning of Christmas there's lots of things that we celebrate, watch your step, that are from the pagans and the kind of like the land worshippers, the trees and the holly and all of this. So, and all of the terms that we use aren't necessarily about Christ, although Christmas, but you know, whether you believe in the birth of Jesus or not, Christ was a good guy. He was an actual person and he was a very nice chap. And so a lot of the lessons of Christianity, the proper lessons, the kind of love, peace, harmony, and really, you know, sort of definitely the peace and love and connection are true to all faiths. And actually, whether you have no faith, all people, or that's what we strive for. So with that in mind, hopefully we'll have a nice hour of connecting to that, allowing ourselves to be on this mat, in this place, whether you've got a hectic, busy time, a joyous time, a little bit more introspective, and yes, it's not always a jolly time for everyone, that we can find a little bit of peace, a little bit of that Christ consciousness within our festive period. So with that in mind, we're going to start with some breath work. And this class will be sort of an hour, all level restorative. I'll give some more challenging options to people, but there's not going to be any headstands or handstands or craziness. So if you're in the wrong class, I don't think we are. I think we're in exactly the right place for a good stretch today. Make sure you have any props that you might need. So if you've got a block, if you haven't got anything like that, don't worry. But maybe a couple of cushions off the settee at home, or a pillow would be nice for some of the poses, just to make sure you can rest and relax. But again, you don't have to use anything. We have our body, we have our floor, we have the earth. That's all we need. We have our breath. We have our gratitude for this hour. So sit up nice and tall. If you're tighter in the hips, you can stretch your legs. And I want you to close your eyes. Let's roll our shoulders back and down a few times before we do. And then, yeah, you might be crunching your shoulders back and down a few times. That's fine. Little knots, little crunchiness. Perhaps if you've had a busy run up to Christmas, sometimes we're so exhausted by Christmas Day that we don't enjoy it because it's like, you know, the to-do list and the to see people list and everything gets bigger for some of us. And it's a joy, but it's also, need to take a breath out. So with that in mind, now softly close your eyes, allow the eyelashes to kiss together. Soften the jaw and the mouth, allow the tongue to release. Let the shoulders relax. Just allowing yourself to settle. Almost think about yourself as a lake that has kind of choppiness on the top. This is the thoughts. And it's a little bit muddy, a little bit silty. So imagine that the ripples, the thoughts, the turbulence on the top of the lake slowly starts to become more still. And you notice that the silt, the mud, the cloudiness starts to descend to the bottom of the lake. And as you visualize that, visualize your body releasing, becoming more grounded, allowing everything to become a bit more still. little more calm. Imagine that somebody that you love is gently placing their hands onto both of your shoulders. And as you take a breath out, imagine that you're gently letting go. You're releasing your shoulders, you're releasing the weight. And sometimes we can hold the weight of the world on our shoulders and it's not ours to bear. And especially remembering that over the next period where sometimes it can feel a little overwhelming, but we can be awake, we can be alive, we can enjoy the moment, we got whatever it brings, but releasing any unnecessary tension, unnecessary pressure. Even noticing if your hands are gripping your legs, can you let them be soft? But keeping an upright spine. We'll take some deep breaths now. So take a deep breath in, keep everything relaxed, but grow tall in your spine. As if someone's lifting the crown of the head towards the ceiling, you grow tall. And then as you exhale, really relax, ground down through your seat, ground down through the bottoms of the sides of the feet. Inhale, tall. And exhale to soften. And imagine your spine like this row of energy. This vibrant energy, and you can control your energies with your breath. The inhale is lifting, enlivening, opening, vitalizing, and the exhale is releasing, softening, returning. And just continue like this. This is our yogi superpower. We know how to use it. When we need a bit more energy, we breathe in. When we need to release, we breathe out. Both in perfect harmony. This prana, like vital life force, runs through us and every other being. Keeps us connected. May today there be peace within. May you trust that you're exactly where you are meant to be. May you not forget the infinite possibilities that are born of faith in yourself and others. May you use the gifts that you have received and pass on the love that has been given to you. May you be content with yourself just the way you are. Let this knowledge settle into your bones and allow your soul the freedom to sing, dance, praise and love. It is there for each and every one of us. Wonderful. So keeping that lovely smooth breath through the practice today, let's start to move the body a little bit. So bringing the chin towards the chest, and you can keep the eyes closed or flicking them open now. And then let's take some little gentle neck roll. So taking one ear towards its shoulder. If you don't like going all the way back, just go a little bit back and to the side and do some semicircles, or take your head all the way around if that feels good for you this morning. Keep the breath going and just ease any tension. The neck is a very, I speak for myself, a cranky part of the body. It's so useful. A lot of movement, carry a lot of stress there as well. And our big brains that are full of wisdom and nonsense. Wonderful, bringing the chin towards the chest and lift the head. Taking the fingertips down by the side of the body and turn the palms up. Inhale, stretch to the sky, high as you can, lift up and exhale all the way down. Yeah, just Inhale. Lift your chest, lift your heart. Exhale. Let's see if we can leave this session not only feeling good in the body and mind, but a little more open-hearted. So lift your heart. Think about how we kind of contract in this space. We're going to expand. We choose to be open. We choose to expand. Inhale. Up. This time, interlace your fingers. Press the palms towards the sky. Stretch your wrists. If you're tighter, bring the hands forwards or bend your arms. If you can, take them back. Even take a little wriggle. Oh, into the side waist. Go for it. Just go dance. Lovely. Oh, and let's take a side bend. So taking the left hand down, the right arm up, stretch to the fingers, relax the neck, and press through the right side. Open your right armpit and breathe. And then slowly up. Let's go the other way. Inhale up. Exhale. Soften through the knees, relax the neck. Side bends. Shouldn't have favorites, should you? But I'm a big fan of side bends. And then slowly come all the way up. Wonderful. Let's stretch the legs out in front of us. If you're sat on blocks, just put them to the side and give your legs a little bit of a bounce. Wonderful. We're going to come down onto our backs and bring the knees in towards the chest and give yourself a little hug. Let's see if I can. Squeezing the knees in, rock and roll. You can have the knees a bit wider or a bit narrower. Take some rocks to the side, perhaps keeping the knees and feet together. Take some circles. Around one way. And then the other way. Wonderful. Let's hold on to the right knee and stretch the left leg down the mat if you can. Ease the right knee in towards you. Soften the shoulders. And then let's circle that right ankle round. So really take some slow circles around the ankle joint one way and then the other way. Always in each of our poses, thinking about the breath, bringing the awareness back to the breath, to the body. The mind becomes busy and active with all the to-dos. It will do. That's just the nature of the brain. Just say hello and choose to give power to the thoughts or not. You could choose to say, for this hour, I'm just going to be present with my body, my breath, and all these other wonderful souls that are joining us in this blessed morning. And let's do the other side. So right leg extends, left knee in, soften the shoulders. And then circle through the left ankle. Lovely, and release. We're going to do some yin style stretches today. So that's longer held stretches. So the first yin stretch we're going to do is a side bend lying down. Now, if you're new to yin yoga, we hold things for several minutes. We don't need bolsters for this one. And if you're close to a wall, shuffle down your mat so you're further away from the wall, or if you've got something behind you. This is banana asana. So you're going to take your right foot over towards the right side of the mat and bring the left foot to meet it. If you can, hook the left ankle over the right, arms above the head, and grab hold of the left wrist with the right. You can have your arms bent if you're tighter, or straighten them out if you're a bit more supple, and then shuffle your head, shoulders over to the right. You basically got a stretch in the left side of the body. You can move your feet further or less far, your hands further or less far to the right. And then I want you to really relax your left side down. So relaxing the left shoulder, the left hip. You can use any padding that you need to under the head, under the arms. And then when you're in the position where you feel something, but it's not too much, completely release, completely relax. If you have injury, you can skip the arms or the legs, of course. And then just let go. So in the yin stretches, it's very important that you're basically being mindful of the breath, mindful of how you feel energetically, and being mindful of the thoughts. So use each of these poses as a mini meditation, which is basically just an opportunity to be still and observe. And people have this image of meditation that it's something complicated and you can only do if you can't think, you can still the thoughts, but that's not true at all. In fact, it's the effort of trying which is the meditation. And then occasionally you'll find a glimmer of stillness between the thoughts. And it feels lovely, but scary. And with practice, you can notice the thoughts as you go around your daily life. Notice the ones that are more helpful to cultivate and those that create turbulence and you want to let go. So nothing to do here for the next couple of minutes, but breathe up and down the left side of the body. See if you can imagine the breath moving right from the feet, all the way up the side of the body, all the way up to the tips of the fingers and back down again. So we direct our energy where we send our attention, our awareness. You may even notice that you think you're super chilled and then all of a sudden you can relax even more, perhaps into the jaw, even the tongue and the palate. Just a couple more breaths here. And then we're going to come back to the center. So bring your feet back, bring your arms down by your side and just come to lay still for a moment. If you wish, you can always bring the knees to the chest or just let yourself be still. And then when we're ready, we'll do the other side. So left foot over to the left. Either right foot comes to meet it, or if you can, hook the right ankle over. Arms above the head, grab the left wrist. Arms bent or straight, shuffle head and shoulders to the left. Right shoulder, right hip, heavy towards the earth. Breathe into the right side of the body. Again, adjust yourself a little more or a little less, depending on your suppleness, what you want to get out of this pose. And then nothing to do here but breathe. But your hip and shoulder are on the floor. Your right side's on the floor. This on the floor. You're a banana. Sorry, think half moon. It's a bit more poetic. And then we breathe the right side. Letting yourself soften. And again, noticing the thoughts. I actually read a really wonderful meme, and this is a top tip for the festive period. Perhaps for next year, it might be a bit late now. But it's the only time of year that you can say, people who like to meditate or get an hour of yoga or 10 minutes or whatever to yourself, is to go into a room, close the door, and if anyone comes anywhere near you, say, don't come in. And they'll think you're wrapping presents rather than just sitting meditated. Top tip there. I was like, that's genius. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you could go out somewhere, yeah, if you're allowed. Breathe. Just a few more breaths here. Wonderful. And then slowly come back to the center, release the arms down by the side of the body. Bring the legs back. And again, either straight legs for a moment or bring the knees in towards the chest and give them a little hug in. Lovely. You're going to do another longer held stretch now. So bring the left foot flat on the floor. And this is the half happy baby, holding onto the right knee. Squeeze the right knee in towards you. If you're tighter, this is where you may stay. If you're able to, grab the foot, little toe edge of the foot, if possible, with the right hand, and then sole of the foot towards the sky. You can always use a strap if you need to. Now bend that right knee as deeply as you can, bringing it down towards the right side of the body, and soften through your shoulder. There's a little bit of effort in the right arm now. And try to press down evenly through the hips so you're not rolling to the right, you're keeping the left lower back pressed down. And then when you find the position that you can do, hold it and breathe. So remember, you can always just have a bend to the right knee and hold the right knee in. You can hold behind the back of the thigh as well, Angela. If it's too much to hold, yeah, your back. Oh, if you've got a cramp, always come out of it and just stretch out, do what you need to. And breathe. Ananda Balasana, half happy baby, Ardha, half Ananda Balasana, Ananda. I think this word is just, it says exactly, for me, it's onomatopoeic, it sounds as it is, Ananda, Ananda, means bliss. And it's one of the things, I was going to say it's one of the aims in yoga is to be blissful like a baby. But actually, the yoga practice teaches us that we are bliss. We've just forgotten it. We've forgotten our nature and that we just need to reveal it rather than actually do anything to become it. We actually just need to reveal our true bliss state. And what clouds that bliss state is all of our conditioned thoughts, our responses, all the things we've been told to become, to be. Obviously, all our emotions, the chatter, the rhetoric. But within all of this turbulence, this kind of outer world that is individual, we have some common experiences, but it's individual for us all. And within that is this bliss state, this stillness that resides in the heart. That's always watching. This is our inner light of awareness that never changes, like the eye of a storm. And it's waiting for us to come back home, to kind of connect to it more and more and understand this expansive, abundant nature that we have. These are the practices of yoga, the breath, the release, the allowing the energy flow through the postures, really just are to bring us back to this stillness, back to this true self. So let's just hold this just for another few breaths now, perhaps go a little deeper if you can. We're going to bend the leg, release the leg down the mat, and take a full body stretch. So reach your arms up overhead, reach your toes away from you. Hold your elbows if you're close to something. Wriggle your hips. Before we do the other side, let's do a little bridge. So bring the feet together, unsupported, just nice and simple. Feet close to your bum, hands down by the side of the body. Plant the feet firmly. Now tilt your pelvis up, your lower back, the tailbone lifted towards the back of the knees, and press through the feet, and then lift so that the knees, hips, and chest are in a line. So we're not going into a full back bend. We're really just strengthening up through the hamstrings, through the buttocks. And then breathe. Oh, excuse me. And then slowly lower the back, the buttocks, all the way down. Other side, bring the left knee in, squeeze either the shin or behind the leg, or if you can, grab hold of the little toe edge of the foot, keeping the, and then coming into Ananda Balasana, half happy baby on the other side. Left knee down by the left side, pull the left foot. So use some arm strength, but relax the shoulders. And then take your awareness to that right lower back. So you want it nice and firm, but don't be too exact. You know, when we kind of make perfection the enemy of the good. So just do your best. And when you're there and you feel a stretch, but it's not too much, not too little, hold and breathe. You've got cramp again, Angela. Yeah. Just do a pose that you like, that you can. Yeah, lying down. So at any time, if you do get cramps or a pose isn't for you, you can kind of freestyle it. Just do do Shavasana. And breathe. As long as you're breathing, as long as you're connecting. And some days the body just says, oh, not today. And other days we have this, everything feels to flow, doesn't it? And everything feels good. And this is the nature of our life. So if we can learn to accept wherever we are, this is the we call it santosha in yoga. Santosha means contentment. And this is a good one to remember this time of year, where we might be comparing or thinking it should be a certain way, or we should be feeling. It's true with the body and the poses. But actually, there's true freedom in accepting exactly as it is, because there is no other reality. Also to know that our reality is largely constructed through our own lens of perception, which may not be completely accurate. It's based on our unique backstory, tendencies, energies, which is why we cultivate in yoga this openness, awareness, awakeness, to examine the way we are, the way we think, but knowing this too shall pass. This good day, this bad day, this Christmas, next Christmas. And all we have to do is breathe for the next few breaths. And then bend the knee and let's release. Taking the feet flat on the floor again. Let's come into another bridge, tilt the pelvis, press the feet, lift. And come into your nice simple bridge. For those that want to now, if you want to move a little bit deeper into the shoulders, press a little higher. And then if you can, interlace the hands underneath the back, roll onto the shoulders, squeeze shoulder blades together, press little finger edge down. But this is more intense, so just stay in your simple bridge if that's for you today. And then breathe. Breathe into the heart, breathe into the front of the body. 3 more breaths. And then we'll release the hands. Slowly relax the bum all the way down. Roll onto your side and press yourself up to sit. You could just stay lying down, probably for the whole day, actually. Let's come to hands and knees, using any padding that you need to. Do you need a hand there, Anne? You all right? Fingers spread and come to a tabletop position. So we'll do some cat-cows, loosening up the spine. Nice spread hands, shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the tailbone, take a glance up. And then exhale, round and down, squeeze the belly in, chin to chest, tailbone under. Again, inhale, lift, exhale, round and down. Inhale, and exhale. And you know the drill, let's just keep going. Try and slow it down. Try and feel every movement through the spine. Wonderful. And back to center now. Coming back to a neutral spine, knees and feet in a line, and bring your seat towards your heels as far as it'll go. Might not go all the way. Sit back. So your knees and your feet are in a line, and we're going to do a little bit of more intense hip flexor stretches. So I'll give you an option for those that this is a bit too much. We're going to inhale, come up onto hands and knees. Now you can do a cat-cow here, if that's enough for you, or arms are strong and straight. You keep going with the hips, lift the chest and dip the hips. So this is a bigger stretch for the front of the body and the hip flexors. Do a cat-cow if it's too much. I love this stretch, feels so good. Exhale, slowly bring your seat to your heels and relax back into child's variation. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale, lift chest. And exhale. So again, just do some cat-cows if that's better for you, or we'll do a couple more of these. Inhale, dip hips, arms strong, lift chest. Exhale. Last one. Breathing in. And breathing out. This time we're going to come to child's pose, knees wide, toes together, and extend the arms. We're going to hold this for a few minutes, yin yoga style. So if you do need to, grab some cushioning, something for under the head, something for under the knees or the ankles, or just let yourself rest. Soften your shoulders. For those that are more supple, you might like the knees a bit wider. Just adjust to suit your body. And if you're really bendy in the hips and inner thighs, you might even take the feet a few centimeters wider, and that helps to increase the stretch. But bearing in mind, we are holding this for a bit longer than our normal 5 to 10 breaths in our traditional classes. So the most important thing is you can hold, find a little stillness perhaps, and focus on the breath and release. Finding a softness where you can through the shoulders, the belly, the jaw, even the tongue in the mouth relaxes. This pose, we're directing the breath into the back of the body, ballooning out the lower ribs, the lower back, feeling the expansion through the side, waist. And then when you breathe out, perhaps you can go a touch lower with the armpits, the chest, the heart towards the earth. Checking in again with the thoughts. Notice that they will always keep coming, even when we're trying for them not to. That is the point. We just notice. You can imagine, one nice technique is to imagine thoughts like clouds, or like those ripples on the top of the lake, just dissipating, or like clouds floating by. Interesting, but not always here to stay. You can let them go, give them no power, or choose to let them stay and give them a bit more focus. Holding here for another minute. Lovely, and then slowly lift the head. Carefully walk the hands back towards you, and nice and easy, especially if you're stiffer in the hips, come up to hands and knees. You can groan, it's fine. Or take your time. And then let's stretch the left leg out behind us. Press through the ball of the foot and press your hands so you're stretching the back of the leg. And do one and then the other. And then either just do that one more time, or if it's for you, lift the hips and come into downward facing dog. Giving the head a little shake out, and we can paddle the feet. Otherwise, stay on hands and knees. Either way is fine. Wonderful. And then coming down onto the knees. What time do we have? Okay, I want to leave plenty of time. Let's actually come onto our bum and do some seated work. So stretching your legs out in front of you. And then give the legs a little bounce. We're going to bring the right foot in towards the left. And you can have it higher or lower, depending on your body. Toes of the left foot towards the sky, excuse me. And inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, reach forwards, reach for the foot. If you can reach, if you can't, have a strap or have your hand to your shin, ankle, or even a bend to the knee, especially if you're tighter in the back. Let's take a deep breath in here. And a breath out. Janusasana. Breathing deeply. So as we hold this for a few more breaths now, see if you can think less about bringing your head down towards the leg as taking your spine long. So chest moves towards the shin, lengthening through the lower back, pelvis and ribs, a bit more space. And then a bit of firmness if you can through that left leg too. So you make it a little bit more active. Lovely. And then find the softness where you can through the shoulders. Breathing deeply. And then inhale. Slowly come up. Bring that right knee up towards the sky and bring the right foot, if you can, over to the left side for a simple twist. If it won't go, you can keep it this side. Sit up nice and tall and keep that lower leg firm. I'm going to twist to the right, right hand behind you, or you can pop it on a block. Left hand on the outer edge of right knee. And then sit tall, squeeze your belly, keep your base firm, and exhale, rotate to the right. And then you can either keep that hand there, perhaps you can take the arm around. For some of you really supple in the twist, you can take your elbow. But I like this version, holding on to stretch that outer hip. It's usually what most of us need, is the hippie sort of stretches. Try and ground down through your right sit bone. Keep the breath smooth. Wonderful. And then come back all the way to the center. Briefly counter twist the other way. The right hand on the inside and twist around. And then come back to the center. We're going to stay with this leg just for another pose. We're going to bring that right foot back on the other side. At any time you can stretch the leg out if you've got tightness in the knee or hip. And then this time I'm going to take the left foot over to the left and bring that right foot towards the groin if it'll go, or just do your best. Sit on a block if you need to. And then again, another twist around to the left. So left hand behind you, right hand behind you, sorry. Left hand onto the knee, just testing. Inhale and exhale to twist to the right. It's a much more open twist. And then ground down through your sit bones, grow tall through the spine. Twist really good. Perhaps I'm speaking for myself, but we might need a little help with our digestion if we're eating slightly less, well, how do I put this? Slightly less healthily, maybe a couple of extra chocolates than usual. And so actually twists are really good for nourishing and creating that fire in the belly and helping with the digestive. So yeah, if you're overwhelmed on Christmas Day, just go upstairs and do a few twists and then come back to the center. Well, maybe not straight after. We're going to keep our chest moving towards the right leg. Take the left hand onto the knee, raise your right arm up, and then use that to twist a little bit. Okay, we're going to do a side bend. So now, if you're able to, you can either stay high, right arm over. If you're a little bit more supple, you're going to take that left hand on the inside of the left leg and slide it down towards the left foot, and the right arm comes up and over as if it's going to touch down on the foot. But obviously, if you're a little tighter, stay high and breathe. So you're basically reaching your right hand towards the left foot, for quite, I would suggest, an intense side bend. Certainly is to me. Keep the right armpit open as much as you can towards the sky. Breathe into the right ribs. Oh, that's a goodie. And then very carefully come up. Oh. I always feel like after that one. I love that one. And then release the legs. So that's a goodie. We actually have Simon and Heidi on the call, and their last name is Goodie. So there you go. It's a goodie for the goodies. Other side, right leg extends, left leg up. Oh, I'm amusing myself today, clearly. Turn your torso towards the right leg. Inhale up, exhale. It's best if you do, because then you don't have to rely on anyone else. You know, it's nice to have people, but if they're not around, you can still make yourself titter. Titter ye not. I will titter. You can't stop me. I have played back some of my videos before and thought I do laugh to myself quite a bit. It's weird. Yeah. Hopefully other people are chuckling along. I love the phrase to remember as well, that other people's opinion of me is none of my business. It's a really good one to remember when you're kind of thinking about dulling perhaps your sparkle sometimes for other people's benefit, if they're kind of to make people comfortable. Don't sparkle anyway. If you don't like it, do one. Or just tolerate it. Sorry, that wasn't very festive, was it? But you know what I mean. The sentiment is be yourself. Everyone else is taken. And they can, yeah, most people are around you because they enjoy you. Or they're your family and have to. Let's inhale, come up. Bringing that left knee up. Left foot over if you can. And then we'll take a twist again. So try and firm this lower leg. It will help to keep the hips stable. Sitting up tall, breathe in. Left hand behind you. Right hand on the outer knee. And then twist around to the left. And then if you can, hold the leg and give it a bit more pull. The more you kind of pull that knee in towards the center and yourself, hopefully you get that, what I think is a lovely stretch down the outer hip. Soften the shoulders, tall spine, breathe in and breathe out to rotate. Coming back to the center, counter twist other way, right hand behind you, left hand onto the outer. And we're not getting off the floor today. This is very earthbound. I didn't think we would, but. And then come back to the center, bringing that left foot on the inside. And we'll do that lovely side bend again. Right foot over to the right, left foot in. Again, you can sit on height if you need to. Twisting to your left, left hand behind you, right hand onto the knee. Sit up tall, breathe in, firm through that right leg again as you exhale to rotate. So it's your right leg that's straight, unless you did the other one before. Yeah, you know, ideally we do both legs. If you do one leg twice, is it really gonna, you know, make you that uneven? I think we'll be all right. Lovely, back to the center. And again, that side bend now. So right hand onto the knee, chest towards the left leg. Inhale, left arm up. And then exhale, bring that arm over towards the right leg. If you can, release the right arm, grab the inside of the right leg, perhaps the right foot, and stretch. Oh. You might notice immediately, like I do, that one side is a little more sensation or different sensation to the other. So just hold it a little less or a little more. Breathe into the left ribs. And then carefully come up. Oh. And release, stretch the legs out in front of you. Give them a little shake out. Wonderful. We're going to come down onto our tummies and bring your on your elbows. We're coming to the Sphinx, a little back bend. So elbows underneath the shoulders, point the toes back. We're not going to hold it sort of yin style, but so just for a few breaths, and lift the chest. So elbows in line with the shoulders ideally. You can bring them any position if you have sore back. Soften the shoulders, lift the chest. And you can either stay here. If you want a little bit more, we're going to come into the seal, which means that you take the hands a bit wider, turning the hands out and press into the hands to lift the chest, arms are straight. So you can have the hands further forwards. For those with bendier backs, you move the hands a little further back. And you still keep the shoulders down, the chest lifted, and try to relax a little bit. And again, hold and breathe. I love this music. It sounds like the elves. The elves are all getting ready, aren't they? She's got such a beautiful voice. And then slowly, if you have a look at the playlist, her name's Diva Doya, I think, and she's got a voice like a forest sprite but in a beautiful way, kind of like a queen of the elves or something. And then slowly bring your bottom back, seat to heels. And then slowly come to sit. What time do we have? We have time for one last pose, and then we're going to relax. So we're going to come cross-legged right in front of left. Then for this cross-legged position, you want to have your knees ideally further in and your shins further forward. So you kind of wriggle the feet forwards, the shins are parallel, and the feet are in line with the knees. Just do your best, okay? If you're supple in the hips, you might bring the right foot on top of the left knee and stack your shins. If not, just stay cross-legged. It's going to be quite intense as it is. And then sit up nice and tall. Arms come to goalpost position. And then we bring the left over the right. You either hold the shoulders, make a V, or bring the left in front and come to Garudasana, the eagle arms. Lift the elbows wherever you are, move the hands away from the face, and then breathe between the shoulder blades as you press down through the hips and press down through the knees. So tall spine, breathing in and breathing out. Release the arms. And then lift the chest and fold forwards for a few breaths. So you might not fold very far. It should be a fairly intense stretch in your hips, perhaps your lower back. If it's not, move the feet further forwards. Slowly come up. Release the legs, stretch them out. Give them a shape to the other side. Left in front of right. Again, cross-legged. Feet a little forwards. Parallel shins if you can. Left foot on top of right knee. Stack. This is also called a fire log. So we're stacking the logs. And then arms into goalpost, right over the left. Again, hold your shoulders, make a V or grab Garudasana, the eagle arms. Inhale, lift the hands. Exhale, ground down through your seat, move the hands forwards, breathe. Not the only one. Release the arms, hands onto the knees. Inhale, grow tall, exhale, fold. May not be folding very far. Perhaps you can again contrast one side to the other. Slowly come up. And then release the legs forwards, give them a little shake. And then we're going to come to Shavasana, so lying down on your back. You can have the knees bent. You can have the legs extended. Ideally, legs are extended if it's okay for your back, palms are up. So you're allowing the energy to be in a straight line. And then we close the eyes, shuffle around, find a position for the last 5 minutes where you can just be released, relaxing completely. And then we let the breath be completely natural now, with no effort, no technique. Feeling the relaxation in your toes. Relax the whole of the feet. The ankles. The calves. The whole of the legs. The whole of the back. Buttocks. The shoulders. Feel yourself sink a little deeper into relaxation. Relaxing the belly, the chest, the collarbones, the arms and the hands. Just let the fingertips release. Pay particular attention to relaxing the throat, keeping this energy channel between the throat, our words, and our heart. Connecting the heart to the mind through our voice is particularly important. Perhaps at this time of year, if we're socializing, sometimes challenged, allowing access to the heart at all times. Really relax the jaw, the face, the eyes and the brow. Feel the space between the brows expand and open, helping us to see more clearly, be awake and alive to the beauty of the moment, and not get too stuck in tension and smallness and contraction, but expand. I'm going to read you this poem, which I thought was really lovely, by someone called David White. The Opening of Eyes. That day I saw beneath dark clouds the passing light over the water. And I heard the voice of the world speak out. I knew then, as I had before, life is no passing memory of what has been, nor the remaining pages in a great book waiting to be read. It is the opening of eyes long closed. It is the vision of far off things, seen for the silence they hold. It is the heart, after years of secret conversing, speaking out loud in the clear air. It is Moses in the desert, fallen to his knees before the lit bush. It is the man throwing away his shoes as if to enter heaven and finding himself astonished, opened at last, fallen in love with the solid ground. Start to deepen the breath. Bring a little bit of movement to the fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. If it feels good, take a big stretch, a full body stretch. Reach your fingers up overhead. And then bring the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a hug. Roll over to your right side and just rest there for a moment. Before pressing yourself all the way up to sit. So we'll finish our practice today, last of the year, with 3 Oms, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Before, I'm going to chant if you know, Lokar Samasta, I'm going to chant a mantra, and then we'll all do the Oms together and the Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. I'm going to turn this music off. Peace, peace, peace. Come on, Spotify. Oh. Okay, so first I will chant the mantra Loka Samasta, and then we'll all together on 3 times, Shanti 3 times. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free, and may my thoughts, words, and actions in some way contribute to the happiness and freedom for all. Now, take a deep breath in. Oh. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace for myself, peace for my family and friends, and peace for the whole of the world. Today on this blessed Christmas Eve, have a wonderful time. Keep light-hearted, keep thinking of the moment, enjoy, because, you know, even if it's not so great, there's usually some blessing that we can all have. And I'll see you in the new year. Namaste. Guys at home, would you mind? I just had a lovely thought. Could we have a Christmas photo? I never take photos. Put your camera